Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. Just finished my weekend. I had a good weekend. I had a good blast with mates and everybody. It was really good. And today, something I have experienced a little bit in my past, especially when I was young. Especially when you are young, it's about bullying. All right. Now, it's not me that I bully someone, but actually I got bullied a little bit when I was a little kid. The reason being is I was in a Japanese school, right? I was in a Japanese school, and then I got bullied for one reason, because I wasn't Japanese. The reason being is I'm half. And because of that one reason, and voila, I got bullied. There's some guy that's very, having this group, massive group. There's always one guy, right? Having this one guy having all the power, and then probably have like 10 guys around him who's always socialized together and picking up on someone, right? Now, the bullying that I received wasn't really that bad. It's just kind of, it's not a physical thing. It's just like a verbal thing, emotional thing. Try to get inside deep in me and just said, oh, you're not Japanese, you're not welcome here, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Oh, and I was big and chubby that time, so, it's my fault that too. But, they started, and they escalated it. First of all, they started me as my nationality. After that, my appearance. And after that, so on, so on, so on. So it kind of continues and starts to grow up, And I was a kid, and I was quite miserable at times, so I didn't even know what to do that time. So, it's normal that some people who get bullies don't know what to do, and then eventually become traumatized. And I got traumatized a little bit, but I overcome that when I moved out of that school, and then went into international school where there's more multicultural kind of society. Then I'm like, oh fuck it, this is great. Thinking deeply about bullying, not receiving it, but giving, a person that giving the bully. What's happening to him? What exactly happening to this guy? And I've been thinking about this quite a few times. Is the one thing that drives this person to bully someone is because of power that he has, the power of the surroundings, and especially when you have that power, especially I see bullying in really small age. So say in primary school. And I think that's quite common to see bullying in a primary school, because they receive the power to not control people, but to make people to trust you, and then to make other people to believe in you, and to make other people to kind of say that we are like one group, and if you are not in that group, you are different, and then they will kind of pick on you from that. I wasn't in that group, by the way. The power that kid has, it is very, very unfortunate, because he doesn't know how to control that power properly yet, because he's still young. Imagine having the power to control and to speak for like 10 people. He's like the center of attention, right? And then having that power, and then everybody believes in him, everybody thinks he's cool, everybody thinks he's like the best, he's very socialized, he's very cool, blah, yada, yada, yada. Once he receives that power, what do you think he will do? The person that knows how to control that power will say like, you know what, it's fine. I'm not going to use that as an advantage, and then to control other people or to pick on other people. Now, people that doesn't know how to freaking control that power will start using that as to pick on something and say, like, for example, you have 10 people around you, as I mentioned, and then that person is not in that group, he's just doing something on their own. He's just doing something on their own. It's nothing bad. This is what he wants to do, whatever. But you consider him that he is very weird because he's not in part of our gang. He's not in it, and you hated it because you feel that you're not controlling him. I don't have the power to control him. So what can you do? You try to get attention from him, and make everybody to make attention to him, and then you attack. The first thing you do is kind of attack. That's how we learn, right? And you attack him by verbally, And then you say, oh dude, you're so weird, what the fuck are you doing there, man, blah blah blah, and it escalates, right? And then from there, people around you start to believe that he is weird, and then 10 people will start to attack him, and then some people will go worse, starts to become verbal, to become physical, and physical to become disaster, right? And that guy will become miserable, and then become traumatized, and then that guy will actually will have to, I don't know. I've seen a lot like that. Now, is that a kid's fault? No, this is something that I'm thinking about. Okay, so bullying is bad, it sucks. I know everybody sucks, right? Now, that kid that bullying him, is that his fault? That became like him? That become like him? Like became bullying? Is that his fault? Well, in that spot he is, right? The moment that he started to pick on someone, yes, that's his fault. But what made him to become like that? Is it because of the family? Probably. Is it because of the people around him? Probably. Or is it just because he is a little bit out of social and he just wants to get attention? You never know. The reason being is you need to find out why he's doing this. And then probably in the background check that even the simple cause is because I think that most of the cause that I believe is because of the family and how he's been brought up from the beginning and how he's been educated well, you know. And for example, imagine this kid goes home, right? And then all he sees once he goes home is that his mom and the dad always, you know, having a fight, or even saying that the dad is having control of the family, or you know, that trigger point, or not seeing something that it's not happy, right, in the environment, can trigger something within you to make it say, you know, I'm not happy in this environment, but I have this group, and then I feel like I'm strong. I feel like I'm like in the center of attention. I like that, rather than, you know, I hate that feeling. And it kind of connects. Every reason is a bit different on why people does it, but it is important to figure out why this kid is like this. He might have a bad background. He have brought up in a different way. He might living in a bad neighborhood. He might have different friends around him that influenced, the friends around him have influenced him to become one of them. And then he actually became the leader or some sort of thing. The story behind is it can be very fascinating why this kid has started it, and that's the most important thing. The moment that we figure it out that this is the problem, then that's not the kid's fault. It's not a kid's fault. It's most of how the society thinks and how the environment thinks influenced him. It's just natural, or how he been brought up. And this is the most scary part. Can we control that environment, or where he lives, where he living? The answer can be very no. You know, it's how he's been brought up. What we can educate that kid is actually to educate in a different path. Okay, so he bullies someone. Alright, so what can we do? Should we just punish him? Yeah, well, not punish him, but we educate him that, okay, look, if you do this, you're going to have consequences like this and this and this. I don't know, you know, the actual words or how to solve this kid's problem, because every kid is different. But we need to find the starting point of why he became like this. And then, you know, we need to seek back from the start. So, okay, he has this problem. That's why he became unstable. And we need to fix it. Not this kid, but fix the environment that he's in to become a better person. This is the only way to actually fix this kid that I believe. You know, you cannot just say that, you know, don't do that because it sucks. Don't do bullying because you're just hurting people. It's not good. It's you're just forcing that kid to don't do it. You just gotta find the reason, okay? Why is this kid doing it? ask questions. Why are you doing this? Oh, because I feel good when I bully someone. Okay. Why do you feel good? Why? You know, you keep asking questions, getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually you reach out to the person and say, you know what, because I'm not happy in the home, because of the environment that I live in. I gotta stay strong in the environment because everyone around me is very strong. To survive, you gotta stay strong. Any reason that comes out will be in an environment that he's living. And then our job is to actually help this kid to take him away from their environment and make him put into the better situation of living. And then he will start to learn respect. You will actually start to learn that, you know, power is important, but you know how to use it properly in a more appropriate way. Not to hurt anyone, but actually to help someone. Those kind of the environmental education is very important. Negative, positive, it can influence this person very, very well. That can trigger one thing, and then it will trigger many things, and in this case, bullying, right? And this is a very, very common phrase. And eventually when we get older, we don't really do bullying anymore. You know, we're like mature, so we're not gonna do that. But if, imagine this kid doesn't, you know, improve his lifestyle, he doesn't improve his kind of environmental situation, or someone doesn't help him, the worst case scenario is he will live in that bad neighborhood for a long, long time. He gains so much power within him, he doesn't even know how to control it, and probably ended up in the really bad neighborhood that will do some drugs, do some this, some sort of imagination that he will think. He probably do it. You never know. I'm not judging. I'm not saying to everybody that you will do it. Most of the people that I know that bully me now, it's, you know, he's a decent guy. You know, he knows how to control. He's had his own mates. He's not controlling other people because he learned. But the person that doesn't learn how to control that power from the young age will use that power as the most advantage in the wrong way, and then it will just become a mess. He will start doing drugs, he will start to become one of the gangs, and he will start to have a reputation in a bad way. He goes to jail, anything. We got to understand that why bully bullies, and then not to blame him, but actually to understand the environment that he's living, try to fix that environment or try to get him out of the environment, and to make him realize that that is not the only path, but there is another path. Try to live like this. Put him into the situation. It's like, okay, let's get out of here. Put in this environment. Maybe first couple of weeks, it'll be like, ugh, it's like so weird because of course it's not used to it. But put him in there. Make him realize that, you know, he will start to change slowly, rather than saying, you know, I'm gonna bully this guy, and you start to say, you know what, he might be able to see some kind of a helpness, you know, something that he's gonna help something, little things. Get him out of that environment, put him into a new environment, and then see him grow to a better person, to make him realize that that is not the only path, but there's another path. Make him twitch, make him switch, and then he will start to get away. It's too late at what you have done, but it's important to say not to make the same repeat mistakes again. And to do that, get him out, put him into a new environment, make him improve his lifestyle, make him realize something that that's not the only way, and I believe that he'll become a better person, not going to the wrong direction. I think I'll stop right there. This is kind of more intense kind of bullying I'm talking about, like seeing a YouTube video that become violence and become, you know, getting in a fist fight and becomes really horrible things. This is what I believe. They have too much power that doesn't know how to control. That's all. I think that's all about it. You gotta understand that. It's not his fault. It is his fault, but it's not his fault entirely. Alright? Anyway, I'm gonna stop right there. Peace out. Stay sexy. And bully sucks. Really sucks. Anyway, see ya.